Hey, battle number 3 here, and it's my first run in with rain, so looking forward to it. It should be a challenge. This guy's name is RetroMushroom, and let's have a look, see at how we can do things. I'm going to lead off with my Rotom as he leads off with his Rotom, unfortunately. I thought he'd lead off with Politoed, wanting to get rain up right away, but he leads with Rotom. I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp and miss right off the bat, of course, because, running team, so that's number 2. That's number 2 for first turn misses, I think. So far, at least. 2 out of 3, which is great. And he gets a Volt Switch off. I know he's slower than me now. He knows I'm faster, and he knows that I'm, not choiced. So, that really, really sucks. Definitely a bad first turn. It's going to give me a free Volt Switch against his Politoed, and I'm able to gauge what kind of set it is, but I'd rather not know what his Politoed is and not have him know what my Rotom is. I'm expecting Scald. Rain Boosted Scald is going to hurt anything on my team, really. I don't want Dragonite to get burned. If anything's going to get burned, I want it to be either Crobat or this guy, and this guy resists it. So he actually takes it quite nicely. It doesn't get burned, and everything's all hunky-dory. I could go for a T-Wave, but he's got a pretty little Landorus kicking around. I don't want him to go into that and dodge it. So I'm just going to go right for my Stealth Rock, set him up, and crap. I have one guy to deal with this thing, and that's it, and that's Crobat. He's going to have Ice Punch, though, so it's not a perfect counter to it, but it can come in, it can take a fighting move all day long. Cross Chop, it gets a crit and actually does a lot, but, I could still take a lot of those before anything really bad starts to happen. So an Ice Punch at this point would probably kill me, but I know he knows I'm faster, and I'm just going to Brave Bird him, so I'm going to go for Confuse Ray. I managed to hit Rotom as it comes in, and this kicks off a pretty interesting sequence of events. I know he wants to Volt Switch to try and kill my Crobat, so therefore I'm going to try and Roost to, negate my Flying type, negate my Electric weakness, and, at that point he may as well just go for Hydro Pump, but I thought, if he wants to do that, maybe he'll miss, who knows. He's still confused too, so I felt pretty safe going for Roost. So now it's pretty obvious that he's wanting to stay and he wants to get a Volt Switch off, so I'm going to go to I'm going to go to Ferrothorn, because I can handle this thing all day long. It's not going to have Hidden Power Fire. Even if it does, it's in the rain. I don't care. I guess he could be going for Will-O-Wisps here, but I'm just going to try and set up a Leech Seed, because I think I'm expecting him to just switch, because he's having no luck with Confusion here. And, at this point, I'm pretty much assuming he's just condemning this thing, and I want to kind of hit anything with a Power Whip anyway, unless its name is Toxicroak. But, so yeah, I'm just going to go for a Power Whip, and he hits himself in Confusion for the 4th time in a row. You can do the math. It's the exact same as getting a crit, kind of like his Cross Chop crit. It just looks worse because it's spread it over 4 turns. So, I don't really feel too bad about that kind of hacks, because it's the exact same % chance as a crit, and it cost me a move slot. So, that's just the way it works. He does go into Toxicroak, though. I just want to set up a Leech Seed on it to really mitigate the amount of recovery it can get. I think, yeah, this completely makes up for Dry Skin. So, Life Orb's still going to hurt him. Iron Barbs is still going to hurt him if he hits this thing. I kind of expected him to predict Crobat at this point, but I didn't really want to risk losing my Ferrothorn that early, because, Ferrothorn is really going to be helpful against Jirachi, if it's the kind of Jirachi that I think it's going to be. So, I definitely want to keep that around Crobat. It's Crobat's turn to die at that point. And that's going to give me a free switch into Terrakion. I'm going to be able to, I have to go for Earthquake. I can't let the thing stay in. Even if it has Sucker Punch, it's just going to raise my attack and it's not going to kill me. So, it just was the right move to make, even though I knew he'd go to Landorus. I didn't want to lock myself into Stone Edge or anything. So I know U-turn's coming, but if we're both Scarfed, then I'm going to be faster still, and I'm just going to EQ under him, and he can go to whatever he wants, basically. So I didn't want to let that happen. So I had to switch out, went to Ferrothorn, and that just brings his Toxicroak right back in, and this time it doesn't have Leech Seed on it. But it's also not +2, so I'm expecting to live a Cross Chop quite close. I'm not... It'd be damn close at this range of HP, honestly. But he winds up missing, and that's why Cross Chop is a bad move. That's why I don't know why he doesn't have Drain Punch. Like, that's infinitely better in my opinion. But, I haven't really looked at the base power. They changed the base power of Drain Punch, or the amount of PP it gets or something. So I don't really know which is the better move anymore. I just set up my Leech Seed, and I'm just condemning my Ferrothorn here. He misses another Cross Chop as I miss a Power Whip, so I think that's just a nullified turn. Parahax is going to happen, so, he doesn't have a guaranteed kill on me, even if he does hit me at this point. So I'm just going to try and weaken him as much as I can, get a Power Up on him, and he hits me with Cross Chop, and it hurts a lot more than I expected expected it to. I don't know if that was max damage or what, but you know, that really, really hurt. So now I know he wants to go for Ice Punch since it's 100% accurate and it's going to kill me anyway, but you know, I'm just not really afraid of it. Dragonite can come in, it's still got multi-scale because he doesn't have any kind of rocks or any kind of entries at all up. So I'm going to be able to come in and take Ice Punch, and after Leech Seed recovery it should take me above half. So you know, at that point I'll be able to just roost up until he gets Parahaxed, and then I can either DD or I can just flat out kill him, whichever I want, you know. He's going to wind up getting Parahaxed on the first turn, which is kind of lame. It doesn't really give him any kind of chance to freeze me, but, you know, getting a freeze at that stage would be pretty lame as well. So, you know, I don't really feel bad about that either. So I roost up back to full multi-scale, no flying type anymore, and an Ice Punch wouldn't have hurt me at all anyway, so not really too afraid. Now, you know, this thing is still, like, problematic. It could still have Sucker Punch, it could still have a lot of things, and if it sets up, you know, it's just really, really dangerous, so I'm just going to take it out with a D-Claw. And I didn't want to go for EQ just in case he went into Landorus, so I just went for that. In comes a Jirachi now, and I kind of make a series of misplays. I'm thinking he's going to be like T-Wave, Iron Head, that kind of gay thing, but no, he's sub. So I instantly know that he's sub Calm Mind, and Ferrothorn is going to be completely useless against it when I thought initially that would be a really, really good, you know, check to it. Instead, I have to go to my Ferrothorn, as it sets up a sub, and now I know it's going to Calm Mind, so I'm going to go to Rotom. I want to see how much speed he has. Because of my Rotom's max speed, I'm going to get some information on this guy. If he has a lot of speed investment, then he's going to outspeed me. If he doesn't, if he's a defensive sub-Calm mindset, which I would honestly be more afraid of at this point, then, you know, he's going to outspeed me and kill me like he kind of just did there. So he's just got lefties to make up for sub-HP, I guess. So now I know what kind of thing I'm dealing with, and I know that Dragonite can absolutely handle it. Now, except I've just given it a kill and 2 Calm Minds and a sub, so a bit of a waste of time there. I should have stayed with Dragonite to begin with, but I was just afraid of T-Wave. I didn't know. I'm going to get an EQ off right away, and I'm in a pickle. He's going to Thunder me this turn, I know, but is he going to get Parahax? If he doesn't get Parahax, then going for DD is the right play. It'll make me faster than him, and it'll make my EQ hit a little bit harder. If he had gotten Parahax there, then DDing is absolutely the wrong play. I can potentially get Haxed the next turn, and might end up with no damage on it, but I don't get Haxed. I went for DD. I just put my balls against the wall, and it paid off for me this time. I hit a 40% chance when I normally almost always get that, you know, paralyze on the first turn. A second Thunder is going to paralyze me, however, so, you know, he gets his Parahax. I don't really care at this point. My Dragonite got enough damage on it to the point where Terrakion can come in and finish it off with close combat, so you know, that's exactly what I wanted. If he was a more defensive set, I'm pretty sure that once I got rid of its sub, I could have gone into Breloom and maybe potentially outsped it. I'm not too sure. My Breloom is adamant, so probably not. You know, it's just that was an aside that I was thinking maybe as a very, very bad backup plan. He doesn't really have a whole lot left to take on Terrakion. Like, he's got a Fortress to take close combats, but it doesn't really take it all that well. It does almost half, which is a bit ridiculous. I guess he must have some special defense EVs in there, maybe to take a Rain Boosted Surf or something from a Tentacruel, I don't know. But, you know, it does quite a bit, and here he makes a mistake. He goes for Jar Ball. He should have, I don't know, done something else. He could have done a lot of other things. He should have known that I'd go to Ferrothorn, really. He could have Rapid Span. He could have gone right back to Jirachi and potentially, you know, set up or something. I don't know. He could have done a lot of things, and he didn't. He just went for Gyro Ball, which really hurt. Which really didn't hurt. And now this turn, Power Up, I'm hoping he won't expect it, and he doesn't. He goes right into Landorus, and I get a huge hit on that thing, which is going to make it so that close combat will finish it off, and that's really great. However, I don't need that to happen because Ferrothorn is a freaking monster, and it just decides it wants to live an EQ. I guess because without Sand Force, that thing's kind of not the strongest thing in the world, but you know, I did expect it to kill. I expected it to die there, and then I could have just close combated until everything was dead. Even if he wanted to go to Fortress to tank one close combat, and then I still got Breloom if he wants to try and Gyro Ball, and I can sleep it. And it's just good game at this point. He's got nothing left to handle all my dudes, so once this Jirachi bites the dust, he's going to send in Politoed, Protect, and just be trying to stall out my close combats, I guess, but you know, I've still got way too many of them. He can't really do that. And all he's got left is Fortress, which actually manages to live a close combat, but you know, I still got Breloom. It's all good. And that's going to be a good game. You know, he kind of thought he got hacked a little bit. He uploaded his side of the battle, but he called it against my alternate ID that I kind of used for a little bit on the Smoke and Wi-Fi Finder because I didn't want to show my name around there because I'm embarrassed. And I don't really think he did that bad. Like, he missed a few cross chops, yeah, but that confusion sequence, it's the exact same percentage chance as a crit, not including the chance to snap out, I guess. But if you're going to be confused 4 turns in a row, then that's what it is. So, you know, you're going to miss. You're going to miss moves. That's the way it works. I missed a Will-O-Wisp. That's the way it goes. So, yeah, Breloom's just going to come in, finish this off, and that's it. So, I'll see you guys next time, and the next one's a really good one. I get paid back for all the quote-unquote luck I got in this game, and yeah, it's really exciting.